Hi, and I'm Sky, and I'm here to do the forecast for February 2021. So let's shuffle up these cards and see what the cards have to say for this month. Well, this is going to be quite a month. You know, February the 1st, we're going to have Venus that goes into Aquarius. And the month of February is split between Aquarius and then we go into dreamy Pisces season. So in the beginning, Venus is in Aquarius, and that's going to ask us to look at our relationships. And, you know, what is it that we want to get out of our relationship? What work do we need to do to have more harmony in our life, in our relationships? And if we're not in our relationship, what are our expectations of what we want to get out of a relationship? So we're going to have to ask ourselves that question because, you know, as the planets of Saturn and Jupiter, which came into conjunction on the 21st of December, they're going through Aquarius for 1 year together. And so there's going to be a lot of questions asked. And also it's going to be a time of writing things down and looking at what it is that we want to manifest and how we put our energy into our goals for the future. So this is about writing stuff down. It's also about technology and moving forward. So we've got to ask ourselves, what do we want to get out of our relationships? We need to stay in harmony, you know, as much as possible. Are we in the right relationship? You know, if we're going into a relationship, what are our expectations? So that's big questions to ask ourselves because it is a good time, you know, when Venus is around to go into, you know, romance. And, you know, we've also got Valentine's Day on the 14th, which a lot of people like to exchange and do things for each other on that date. So that's a very significant part of February is relationships. So what else have we got going on? Well, we got to come something that's a little bit problematic. On February 17th, Uranus, which is in reliable Taurus, and strict Saturn, which is in eccentric Aquarius, those 4 planets are going to make a square, which can be very challenging. And because of that reason, and we could knock us off balance, we need to really put some great self-care into our lives this month. So this is a month of self-care, looking after ourselves, looking at, you know, not only, you know, our wellness, our physical body, so that if something gives us a curveball from the outside, which it's going to do, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, could be a little bit challenging. So what we need to do is we need to remain balanced and grounded in that time and make sure that we're doing the work for ourselves to remain that way. So what else have we got going on? We have the full moon on the 27th, which is going to be in Virgo. And this is going to be a time for us to reap the rewards for all the hard work and the seeds that we've sown. And it's also in not only in our work and our profession, but also in our wellness. And it's also saying we need to still be getting rid of any bad health habits or any bad habits that we need to have. This is about a time of seeking clarity, basically bringing ourselves into center, taking care of ourselves on so many levels, and making sure we have as much harmony and enjoyment in our lives in this challenging times. So let's see what the cards want to tell us today for this month. I'm shuffling these beautiful cards. The cards that I'm using today, I just want to let you know, are 100% plastic and waterproof. Right away designed these new cards which we can wipe down and we can disinfect in these challenging times. So we're gonna shuffle these cards, and there we go. So we're gonna stop right there and see what comes up for us. And this was the card that popped out. We love this card. I always believe that this is the most beautiful card of the deck. It's a card of creation, enlightenment, birth, new beginnings. And, you know, all children play under the sun. So this is basically the awakening. And that's come down first of all. I think we've all been shaken up one way or another. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And, you know, things are very challenging. Health has been very challenging. And, you know, as we're going through these times, we need to, you know, also do a lot of preventative medicine that we need to put in our lives. So we're sitting this sun down, and he sat there along with the 5 of Wands. And what I always say about this card is I always like to look at it as being a rite of passage. This is boys with sticks, not men with swords. This is a little bit of aggravation. This is that uncomfortability. This is they are going out to say, you know, I'm stronger than you. You know, they're challenging each other. So this is a challenging time. And like I said, on the 17th, these planets are going to give us challenging. So this is us staying in the light. You know, this has been a time also, you know, sometimes we need to go into the shadow side of our personalities. But this month it's saying stay in the light. Do all the things that we need to do, preventative medicine, looking after our health, our well-being, our mental state, being in a great mind space. And so this is also about children. It's about, you know, the youth and keeping joy in things, so keeping things happy. She sits on her throne. I love her. She is the creative queen. She's the queen of wands, the queen of fire. And, you know, as anybody that's been following my posts, they'll know that I'm saying this 2021, we're keeping those doorways of creativity open. And she grounds us in a way, but she also enlights the fire. She brings the spark. So she's saying, you know, what is it we're creating? Make sure that our creative juices are flowing so that we can create new things. This is also about planting more seeds. You know, we're coming into February. This is a time of spring cleaning, you know, saging, getting rid of, you know, opening up. At one time when it was very cold in the northern hemispheres, you know, they would do the spring cleaning and they would open up the windows and they would burn all the foliage that had been kept in the houses to keep the smell through them being closed up through the winter months. So it's a time of renewal. It's a time of getting rid of all that old energy, sweeping it out of the door. The broom is very connected to that, and spring cleaning and opening our windows. So this also is planting the seeds so that they can grow and not taking from our seeds before the harvest. Sitting down with this beautiful 2 cards here, we have that amazing magician. You know, he stands in perfect balance. He has all the tools that he needs to manifest everything. As above, so below. He has the 4 elements on the table. And, you know, it's about bringing everything into balance and that infinitive sign. And so it's about, this is the card of magic, but magic is keeping in balance and keeping everything going, moving forward. You know, the Chariot, between the black and the white, the yin and the yang, he's not holding the reins. He's going through that cosmos of where he needs to go. And so this is saying going with the flow of where we need to go as we go through this by keeping in balance and keeping, you know, all of our elements on the table, which is interesting because the water is our emotional side. You know, the wands are our fire side, which is our creativity. You know, the swords are our mind and our communication, and the pentacles are our earth, our finances, our basic security and safety. One of those is usually out of balance. This is about keeping them all on the table, keeping them all in front of us so we can keep working on them, so we can manifest the future. And this is what it's saying, manifesting, but going where we need to go, moving forward through what's going on. The Emperor reminds us to keep an eye on our empire. You know, he rules the land, but he also takes care of us and takes care of our physical, you know, our work life, our home life is all ruled by the empire. And it's saying, what do we need to do to keep our empire and our relationships in balance? So this is what I was saying about this self-care. And also this is being in touch with our own gut feelings, within our sixth sense of where we need to be going. You know, we can, when we partnership, you got to remember we've got 2 separate people that are standing, that come together with the medicine to heal. And so, you know, with the Lovers card, that's number 6. And on number 6 is the card of beauty, or the number of beauty in the Kabbalah. And so this is about bringing everything into harmony and not giving away too much. You know, this card comes up a lot because he carries the scales of justice. He's giving to people less fortunate, but he's only doing it with the balance. And that's also within our relationships. So as we're balancing out how much we give to other people. It's all about not doing it to the detriment that we are not keeping our own self in balance. And so that we can go forward. You know, the two wands here, it's got the world in front of him. So he's saying, I'm manifesting a better future for myself. I'm manifesting a better future for myself, my family, my community. And this is a beautiful card to have here with new opportunities. And like I said, you know, keeping our creative doors open and keeping on top of our wellness. The Queen of Emotions. So we've got, this is the second queen that's come up. You know, queens are about nurturing, and she's the Queen of Emotions. She's who everybody wants as their mom, their daughter, their best friend. You know, she washes away what's needed, but also brings emotional balance, nurturing, taking care of. Sometimes it's okay for people to take care of us. And, you know, it's also okay for us to take care of other people. So this is saying, you know, defending your right, though. It's saying that you do need to be in touch with your gut feeling, and you don't need to compromise. You know, he stands there defending his growth. All these ones here have all got growth on them. So he's not in combat with those people, but he's standing up and saying, this is what I believe in. This is what I know to be my truth. So standing up for your own truth. Another page that's coming through. Pages are coming, they're bringers of news. And this is, you know, in the element of air, which is technology. And it's also the spoken word. So it's saying news that's coming. Because as we're going through this darker time, we're coming through the light at the end of the tunnel. And we're pouring away this ripple effect. So I think that's a beautiful card to end on today, because we are in challenging times right now. And so this reminds us this February that we need to do self-care. We need to, you know, not tip the balance of looking after ourselves, but also keeping those around us safe, and also knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And it's about keeping our relationships, what are our expectations, and keeping as much harmony and balance and love in our lives, and keeping open those doors of creativity. So on that note, I wish you a beautiful February, everybody, and health, wealth, and happiness. Namaste.